하나, 둘, 셋! 안녕! Today I'll be going over the 2016 golden year of K-dramas, and it's called the golden year because there were so many hit legendary shows that came out during this year. So let's check them out. First up is 도깨비, or the Goblin. This show is definitely one of my favorites. It came out in 2016 and some of the cast members are 공유, 김고은, 이동욱, 유인나, 육성재. This is a fantastical K-drama and it deals with this immortal goblin who's been cursed to stay immortal unless he finds a bride that will take out the sword that's been stuck in his chest. It flips between 조선시대 and the modern time period, so you'll see that a lot of the events that happen and the relationships in the show are very interconnected. The story can be a little bit confusing to understand, but honestly, the story is really well written and the actors and actresses are amazing. So I think you should definitely check it out because it's so funny and heartwarming and just the story is so unique. Next up is 태양의 후예, or Descendants of the Sun. The cast members are 송중기, 송혜교, 진구, 김지원, 강신일. This deals with the love story between a surgeon and a special forces officer. They first meet when 송중기 and 진구 are off duty and they see a man stealing, and eventually they try to fight him, but he ends up in the hospital, so that's where they first meet 송혜교, who's a surgeon, and 송중기 and 송혜교 date for a bit, but then they're just different lives, and how 송중기 is very secretive about his occupation causes them to part. Eventually they meet in Uruk again, and you can see how the story plays from there. Something really interesting about the cast of this show is 송혜교 and 송중기 actually ended up marrying in real life. So 송송 couple was their signature name because both of their last names were Song, and everyone loved them because they looked so good together. Unfortunately, around a year later, they ended up getting divorced. Next up is 달의 연인 보보경심, or Moon Lovers Scarlet Ryeo. Some of the cast members are 이준기, IU, but when she's acting, she goes by the name 이지은. 강하늘, 홍종현, 남주혁, 백현, 지수, 윤선우, 김선우. The story is about a 21st century woman, 이지은, who gets transported back into the 고려시대, or Goryeo dynasty. This is just one dynasty before Joseon. She ends up in this castle full of princes who are competing for the throne, and she eventually falls in love with two of the brothers, but also gets caught up in the politics and just the rivalry that goes on in the empire. This show is known to have a very controversial ending, so maybe you can take a look and decide for yourself. Next is 구름이 그린 달빛, or Love in the Moonlight. Here the cast members are 박보검, 김유정, 진영, 최수빈, 곽동현. This is also set in ancient Korea and it deals with Park Bo-gum, who is a prince, and it's his coming of age story when he falls in love with a eunuch. It's actually Kim Yoo-jung pretending to be a guy, so eventually the story becomes like them trying to protect their relationship but also face some challenges to the throne. Next up is 낭만닥터 김사부, or Dr. Romantic. Here the cast is made up of 한석규, 유연석, 서현진. This story is about doctors who are sent to a more local and not as modern hospital, you could say, and through this genius doctor, Kim Sabu, they learn how to become better doctors, not only better doctors, but also just better people. There is a second season of the show because it was so popular, and the cast is slightly different with the same Han Seok-kyu as Kim Sabu, but the newer doctors are now An Yo-sop and Lee Sung-kyung. And with the same cast members with possibly some new ones, they're filming a third season. The last one is 역도요정 KimBokJoo, or Weightlifting Fairy KimBokJoo. The cast is made up of Lee Sung-kyung, 남주혁, 경수진, 이재윤. The story revolves around college athletes, and KimBokJoo is a weightlifter while Namjuyeok is a swimmer. They start out as friends, but as they help each other and just spend more time together, they eventually start dating. So together they'll face challenges and whatever comes in their way. These are not all of the best golden K-dramas of 2016. There were far more, so these are some mentions. 시그널, 또 우회형, 화랑, 38 사기동대, 닥터스, W, 푸른 바다의 전설. That's it for the golden year of K-dramas. I hope you've seen some of these and maybe your favorites are in this list, or you might start some new ones. I'll see you next time. 안녕. 하나, 둘, 셋.